attention so that we are going to listen to our speaker, our guest speaker today. Are we ready? Are we ready for our guest speaker today? Yes. Let's stretch a little bit. Yes. Yes. Mbele, nyuma, sideways. Tuiname kidogo. Juu kidogo. Ninaona wale wanatumia Bon & Joyce products. Na wale watumiagi. Again. Wonderful. Jipigeni makofi. You can have a seat now. You can have your seats back. So, let me welcome to stage Mr. Noah. Tupigie makofi. You're most welcome, sir. Speak to us. We are eager to learn, especially how to lose weight. You're looking good, eh? Very young, eh? Karibu sana. Thank you, sir.
Bright morning.
Bright future.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to share my story. And it has been a journey, a real journey, which I hope by the end of my story, it will help someone who has been through the journey that I was having. I'm Noah Sangani, as you have already been told. I'm a star 7 here in Suma. Been around for 1 year and 5 months. Interesting moments for me because before I came here, I was 119 kgs. 119 kgs, for me, I used to call myself an elephant. Because imagine wearing size 46 waist. It didn't bother me at all. But it came to bother me. Me, I worked in government for the 5 years. Just retired 3 years exactly last week of 16. I finished 3 years out of retirement. I'm now 63 years. But while in government, as a director of children's services, in the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection, I used to move around in and outside the country. I represented the government in very many functions outside the country and within the country. And you can imagine that scenario where you are picked from your house in the morning to the office and back in the evening. No time for yourself. Sometimes I used to leave. My office was just across the island. I used to leave here sometimes 8 p.m. I'm there, 6 o'clock I'm there. I'm talking about Monday to Friday. But it hit a stage where I didn't have time for myself in terms of exercise. And you can imagine, you have gone out in the field, there is this idea, even if it is very dangerous time. Mkubwa akikuja, there is high table for the mkubwa. And Mkubwa has taken breakfast wherever he wants. Mkubwa comes to open a workshop. Mkubwa will take tea with the participants. Because sometimes we will stay because of other activities, take lunch in the evening. Sometimes it happens many times. In the office, there is the tea, there are snacks. We go to meetings, there are snacks. That is how Noah found himself to be where he is. But the clock hit me back about 4 years ago when my mom passed on because of diabetes and arthritis. So after that, it's when I went to just my hospital, and I found something strange on my finger, this particular finger. It started swelling, but it was so painful. I didn't know that this was the trigger for me in my general diabetes type 2. Of course, I was operated on, asked for them to test for me for diabetes because my mom had passed on. Indeed, I was positive with diabetes type 2, and I started the journey. Remember, I was 119. I also didn't know that weight, in the course of that weight, I couldn't climb stairs. That evidence herself, my office was 7th floor. I could hardly walk 2 floors, sweating a lot, because most of the time I was sitting, and it actually hit me that I could not stand straight. Lazima nishikilie mahali. Yeah. Then the issues of prostate cancer, kwenda kwa haja ndogo all the time. Yeah. So when MP identified all that, because they did all the tests, the liver, blood flow, cholesterol, kidney function, all those, the urine, all those tests, I was told to start thinking about my diet and changing my life if I had to live longer. Talk about 4 years ago. So that hit me also. It's about to retire. Then within that period, my wife had been introduced here by Dr. Mkamba. She had issues also with weight, and she couldn't wear these long shoes, high shoes. So she came here. I saw her take those products for 1 year. And remember, I was diabetic then. She really tried to tell me to come here and see the doctors. I didn't see it as something very necessary. Very necessary. I wanted to be sure. Until one day, she gave an ultimatum. I normally tell my sons, and they are here. 2 of them are here. I normally tell them that I was actually given an ultimatum. That tomorrow morning, that's the day I was going for my 3 months examination in MPSAT. We'll get the results. We meet in town and go to Suma. And she gave a particular place I was. Of course, I went very early, did all the tests, and then I met her. We came here. I normally say I was literally dragged here. Yeah. And Dr. Kusile is the one who had seen her. She kept on insisting that she wants to see Dr. Basir. Me, I didn't know who this Basir is. So we came patiently as that went through the process, and we went, both of us, to Dr. Basir's office. You know what Dr. Basir, his jobs, but he was extremely firm, extremely firm. I told my wife I would never show him that I'm diabetic. I want to be sure what are these processes. Remember, I had the results of empty charity. Bosire took me on the process, printed the reports, and now we started discussing from the head to the toe. Just like my colleague who was just trying to join him today, what he went through. It's the same thing I went through. All the parameters of diabetes came up. All of them. All of them. High cholesterol, everything. Now when he was through is when I pulled my results and gave it to him. Then he spoke in English that why you are testing me. I don't know how to put it in English, but it's better put it in vernacular. But I was telling him I just wanted to be sure. So I gave him the results, and the results were the same like the empty shell. Why am I giving this? It's because I was not quite sure it is correct. Now that it was correct, he gave me the products. He told me, no, the first thing that we are going to deal with is not even the diabetes. We'll deal with the weight first. Let's bring the weight down. As we bring the weight down, then naturally these things flow. And keep to your diet and the rest. And my wife told him, I will give the necessary support in terms of nutrition and everything else. We need to see this person calm down in terms of weight. And for sure, she gave it all in terms of nutrition. We have a farm, we have fresh produce from the farm. So there's really not much to buy from the shops. Everything, all the vegetables, all of them, we have them fresh from the farm. If I have proteins, the eggs are there. Ukisia wezi kwa ng'ombe ya maziwa. And I went further to read about diabetes, what else can really add value to me, as Dr. Bosires told me. I went into dairy goat rearing. I have both. I take goat milk. Then lately I'm going in now I'm on rabbits. Very good in protein. So in that process of losing the weight, I could see the weight coming down. After 1 month, I came back here. Remember, I came here at 110. It came down to 105 the first month for the review. Then it is now stabilizing at 94, 93 there. But this 94 was last year. And this one was last year. I actually had a discussion with Kevin. Kevin, I am from the hospital in Hampshire, and the doctor has told me he now needs to reduce my medicine because I'm progressing. Wow. So because those tests, they are there, and Dr. Basira has all of them. But he has hard and soft copy. He reduced one medicine in the morning. Was used to be 1,000. The dosage now is used to be 100. It means 500. But you will take the one for cholesterol in the evening. all laws are